We're the first generation of parents in the world, in the history of mankind, that's ever had to manage children who have access to basically 24/7 data access. So of course we don't know exactly what our role is. And like anything in our life, there are people who specialise in different areas. I'm a parent of four myself. Also, I go into a lot of schools every year and deal with communities, and I speak to children, teachers, parents. And through my role as an undercover detective on the internet, I've been immersed within this world for quite a while. So I probably have some unique insight, a unique perspective. Having gone into schools as a cyber expert for the last 10 years, sometimes I'd hear from schools, we'd put filtering and monitoring software in place to make sure the kids are safe and they're learning, but they can just get around it. And that somehow seemed to me that they were trying to make an excuse that it just doesn't work. But this is the same as every other thing in our life. I mean, that school needs to identify and acknowledge that yes, kids can get around it, but if they do and if they're caught, there's consequences. We put the rules in place and say, this is what's expected, these are the boundaries, and if you don't fulfil your responsibilities, you can face consequences. So we do this in every other aspect of our life. We shouldn't accept that just because a child can do the wrong thing on the internet, that it's up to us to try and block that. No, we address it the same as we address everything else in their lives. I'll use the example of kids need to have the internet-enabled devices out of the bedroom at bedtime. Some parents say to me, oh yeah, but when you go to bed, they can just sneak out of the bedroom, get their phone and take it back into the room. I say, yeah, and they can, when you go to bed, they can leave the bedroom and go down to the park and meet their mates. Yeah, they can walk out of their bedroom, take the car keys and drive the car, but they're not allowed to. And we verbalise that to them so well that they know you just don't do that. So technology will never be perfect. If a child wants to do the wrong thing on the internet, they can. But we create an environment where we say to them, yeah, you can do the wrong thing, but you're not allowed to do this. Another example is parents say to me, I go onto my child's device when I feel something's not quite right and I go to their history and they've cleared their history. Well, you have a rule in your house, you are not allowed to clear the history. And if I go into a device and the history's cleared, that showed me that you're trying to hide something. So you were trying to do, or you have done the wrong thing, and there's a consequence. So we just address it like that, and that makes it very easy to manage. We're not trying to keep up. We're not trying to put walls in front of kids as they try to get around what we have put in place. So we just go back to the basics and we have the same mindset that we have when we're managing them in the physical world.